Warning, this podcast may contain bad language and short stories and cut content that some listeners may find offensive. Even we might have found it offensive, and that's why we cut it out. Or it was too good. I said this before, we cut the stuff that's too good for everyone's ears.
Too hot for TV or podcasting.
I wish you had something better to add. Selina, you need to start jumping in on these because I feel like Tease might have lost his edge.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun listen for everyone.
Ugh, T, you're back in.
Welcome to Seesaw Podcast.
With your hosts, T, Cleaves and Selina.
Every week bringing some much needed balance and humour to brighten up what can sometimes be a dark, disabled world.
Welcome to Seesaw Podcast, the DIY bikini wax that is disability.
Do you plan these lines?
I hope you come up with a new one every week.
You got like a book
like
of them
that.
or something.
Yeah, I started doing it a few weeks ago, and then I stopped doing it. But then I've got in my head now I have to have some comparative of the podcast for every open now. So I will keep these going because they are genius.
Strong words
by a pathetic man. So, while I'm dwelling in my misery, let's see what the Seesaw crew have been up to. Let's start with Selina. Any more, well, we'll get into more sofa talk later on, but anything that isn't sofa talk today?
No.
So just sofa talk. Excellent.
God, this is good.
Okay, Cleaves, in one sentence, what's going on with you?
Not a great amount.
Perfect. Okay, let's hit up the quick blind news.
We cut all this quick blind news. We do this near enough every week, people, and we cut it all for your enjoyment, but mainly because Love Island didn't have audio description at the time, but now it does.
It's not just audio description it's got now. It's like super description, I think, of what the contestants look like.
Oh, no, I'm
full
sorry.
on, like
Can
what
we
they're
just go
wearing.
back one?
Kind of
super description. Please tell me what super description is.
I
don't
know.
I don't think that's the official name.
No. I'm pretty sure I can find that when I look up AD, and then underneath it says SD.
Standard definition.
Yeah.
No, I haven't watched it or looked at it myself, but I believe the contestants are describing their full-on appearance, so it's not just white person, blonde hair, or Asian person with blue eyes. I don't know. It's meant to be more detailed.
Okay. Well, I won't be watching it, but it's great that they do it.
Most of that will probably be cut on the main show.
I'm looking forward to all this quick blind news, though. We should have our own news channel.
Yeah, here it is.
Short stories with T and Cleaves and Selina. All the quick blind news that wasn't quick enough for episodes. Short stories with T and Cleaves and Selina. Short stories with T, Cleaves and Selina. Warning, news may not be quick, blind, or actual news.
Shall we start off with a little bit of admin? And we need a jingle for Seesaw admin. Or at least a noise.
Dum dum dum.
I hope you use that all the go forward.
Shop announcement noise.
Yeah. So, Selina, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How is Cleaves?
Yeah, fine. Thanks for asking this time.
Awesome. Great content had by all. So, we have got a lot to talk about today, but before we crack on with it, do we have any quick blind news?
You know we've already told you that we're saving it.
I have one for this episode.
Have you got two quick blind newses?
Yep.
Quick blind twos?
Yep.
Go on then.
That's the state. A visually impaired Iranian woman is doing a world tour to raise awareness for visually impaired and blind individuals in countries where the infrastructure is not there for them.
Was the Iranian part relevant in any way to that news?
Well, yeah, because contextually, from what I've read, okay,
You can just say no.
no, it is relevant because Iran hasn't got the best infrastructure for the visually impaired, and she's going around to raise awareness for countries who don't have the best systems.
Right. Okay.
And that's more news than I should have given you. And that was it.
Fair enough. My grandma was born in Iran.
Does she?
No, you anything to add to that, or?
No.
I was actually going to ask, does your grandma have like nori disease?
She is a carrier of it. Yes, from that side of the family.
Ah, okay. Cool. I was going to swing it the way of if she is like symptomatic of it. Let's talk that. But if not the case, we'll move on.
No. Let's move on.
She's born in Iran.
Yeah.
It was as relevant as my news.
It goes back to, wait, did you say she was, do you know what? I actually tuned out when you started doing the news. Did you say she was like tandeming around?
No.
You was raising money, right? In my head, I got it that she was tandem biking around like to raise money.
What is wrong with you?
No,
I'm not doing it again.
I think I got it in my head. I don't know.
I'm not doing it again. We're moving on with the show. So, do we have any QBN before we jump into this week's topic?
I do.
Oh, wow, that's good. I looked and had nothing.
It's not really QBN. It's more just saw it on Twitter. Okay, that'll do. So, RNIB have a new campaign that we may or may not do a podcast on called My Info, My Way, which is all about accessible materials for when people go to hospital. So getting information in an accessible format. It should be happening, but has not been happening.
Wow, that rings so true when I requested all my bank statements in large print years ago and it never happened.
Surely you could just request it paperless now, though, right?
Yeah, which has changed. Like, but back then that wasn't an option.
That's how old tea is.
Yep.
Burn.
Germany, this was around 20 years ago when I opened my first bank account, and they're like, do you want large print? I went, yeah, and I never once got a large print statement. But now your phone does it all. So
I can't enlarge the app on NatWest. There, I said it.
NatWest, get better. And that's QBN.
So my quick blind news actually made me feel a little bit queasy. So that's funny, isn't it? I spent all that time before the show getting it ready and then I've lost it again.
How do you not remember it?
Wait, here it is.
It's a head.
Yeah, you said mine
Let me
wasn't
start.
quick. I'm sorry.
Let me start.
At least I knew what mine was.
Okay, my quick blind news. Death, blindness, and eyeballs removed after US recall eye drops. And that made me feel quite ill because I put in a lot of eye drops on a daily basis. I mean, I'm already blind, so I can't get that one, but death and eyeballs removed, scary.
You're saying deaf, right? As in can't hear.
No, die.
Death. Oh, right.
Death.
Okay. Yeah, okay. That just seemed like a lot. Okay, fine. To take in. No further questions, Your Honour.
Okay. Well, let me counteract that with a little bit of positivity then. Blind mice have regained eyesight after experiments with the CRISPR gene.
Out of curiosity, was there 3 blind mice?
I assume there were.
Did you see how they ran?
That's too many questions.
Okay. What the hell's a CRISPR?
It's a gene.
Makes me sound like
Sounds
Krispy Kremes.
Or something you get at the bottom of a fridge.
Both to everything. Yes to all. And that's Quick Blind News. Quick Blind News. Cleaves, do you have any?
I do. Derry, as in the girls, has been selected as one of the cities to be looked at to clear up the clutter in the streets to make it more blind accessible.
Very good. No further questions.
Nope.
Selina.
I have a little bit of quick blind news. So remember I told you that they had the first blind contestant, blind in inverted commas, on Love Island this year?
Yep.
Well, there's now been complaints from the visually impaired community because Love Island did not have audio description and therefore wasn't accessible, and they really wanted to watch the first blind contestant on the show and they couldn't.
Well, they weren't blind firstly, so, but yeah, audio description definitely is something that needs to be done. And while I have this platform, HBO/Sky, why does The Last of Us TV series have no audio description It's probably one of the biggest releases of the last couple of years after Game of Thrones finished off. It's your next big franchise. No audio description. Unacceptable, frankly.
Also, Drive to Survive didn't have it for the first week.
No, until I complained to Netflix. And I like to think that the Seesaw account achieved that for us. We got no response. And it didn't acknowledge us in any way, but it did appear.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Yep.
We'll take the intrinsic win on that.
Yep.
By
Absolutely.
we, I mean you, because I did nothing.
Yes. And I also have some quick blind news.
Hang on. T, do you have any quick blind news?
I do, in fact, have some quick blind news.
Oh, you glad I asked?
Yes. So, AI technology is coming a long way.
Artificial insemination.
No.
Oh, sorry. I've been watching a lot of Clocks and Storm.
It's supposed to be quick. You're slowing it down. One of the biggest ones has recently pretended to be blind when trying to get past a capture field on a secure website. And its solution to it was to pretend to be blind, and it worked. So the robots are coming. And that is quick blind news. Ba, 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 boo. And wasn't that a laugh riot?
It was a news riot.
If you want not relevant news all condensed into one short section from previous months, we've got it.
No.
Hey,
I
some
bet
of that
people.
is like
Yeah.
all year round relevant. How dare
I
you
think
think
so.
that I would just randomly cobble together cut news that was only relevant at the time? It's just, quite honestly, I'm offended.
Good. About time someone else was on this show. So, next up, we have the Beardscapades of T.
Short stories with T and Cleaves and Selina. T dyes his beard, much to people's mixed response. Short stories with T and Cleaves and Selina. Short stories with T, Cleaves and Selina. Warning, if dyeing your beard, always read the label as results may be patchy.
I want to know what the bet was.
So where I work, we do elections and we have voter turnout numbers. And I bet that we wouldn't get over a certain percentage. And we did. So I had to dye my beard.
Ironically, Selina's betting that she wished she hadn't asked.
I was just thinking it showed you're a very pessimistic person.
Oh!
Ooh.
You're a bet against her in craps, aren't you? I bet. You're the guy that stands on the side of the table while everyone's cheering, like, I'm going to bet against this fucker. You'll come away winning, but everyone will hate you.
Yeah. No, it wasn't.
Although, you kind of lost in both ways this time because you had to dye your beard and your bet didn't come off.
To be fair, the bet that I did was more to motivate people. Like, there's a team of us and they were feeling quite deflated on it. And it was more of a, you know what, if we hit this, I'll dye my beard a vibrant colour.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to Mr. Motivator, how motivated were your team? How jazzy was the list?
I'd say a solid 2. He's still got his tracksuit on.
Oh.
But
well, that's 2
smashed
points more maybe than they were.
Yeah. So, yeah, they smashed it, to be fair. And that's what I wanted. It was more of an incentive for them to do it because there were no incentives in place for hitting any targets. There was no targets. It was one that we wanted to do. And then I threw down the gauntlet. And we did it.
Nice.
Yeah, fun times with purple beards. It's a very inconsistent marble effect as well, I will say, because my beard isn't completely grey naturally. It's just got a lot of grey. So it's sort of a marble effect of dark and light bits. I've had people say it looks great and others that said it looks fucking ridiculous. So I don't know where I stand at this moment.
I think I'd take both.
I mean, nothing I can do about it.
I think I would enjoy both comments, if I'm honest.
Just got to embrace it, haven't you?
Either
My,
that or turn the Zoom camera off.
My uni tutor used to dye her fringe purple.
It must be an education thing. Weird hipstery people.
Always purple as well, it seems.
Mm.
What does she teach?
English.
I would have said art.
I would have said fashion. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know whether you've done either of those things. As a person that went to uni... Wait, you went to uni? Hang on, I've missed so much here.
Open uni.
Oh,
But we did have face-to-face tutorials.
okay. All right. Firstly, I didn't realise you'd gone to uni. Secondly, as a person with a severe visual impairment, do you think you would have been good at either art or fashion?
No.
I would say fashion is a no-go, but we have literally spoken to Brian and Brad of Two Blood Brothers who have no vision and started a fashion brand in New York.
Blind artists coming soon.
There are some on Twitter.
Yeah, no.
They're out there.
Yep. And blind photographers.
I mean, you can do anything if you're blind, but just not necessarily
To the
me
highest
personally.
standards.
Look, it's about how you market it, right?
There are people out there that can do this stuff.
That's true. People can do stuff. I will agree.
If I get married, maybe I'll hire a partially sighted photographer.
I'm
It's
sure.
not the one we spoke to because I can't afford her.
I'm going to say, I don't think you can afford Robin.
No.
Hey, if you want someone to write about your life, we also know a blind author.
I can write my own biography, mate.
What,
I've
4
got stick
pages?
skills. Oh, mate. It's got my biography would be at least 5.5 pages. Probably more.
Probably more. I mean, there's an endorsement there. Any publishers listening, it will probably be more than 5.5 pages.
And I can tell you right now, I have to write in at least 16 plus font.
There.
I'm a bullet pointed man to you, right?
I mean, you still get down more than the equivalent in Braille.
Very true. Oh, I have to dick about punching it in.
Braille sucks.
Do you know what? I'll just audio describe it. Do you know what? My life is this podcast. That's what it is. Audio described in 100 and whatever it is episodes so far.
That's fair. Legacy content. Burn all the books, podcast forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, if there was any book of us that I would read, it would be me. No, not me. It would be Selina's because she's genuinely done some interesting things. I'm not saying you haven't, but heard them all in
Well, it
there.
sounds like what you were saying.
I do have my blog, which I don't really blog on anymore, but I do have a blog.
Second plug for Selina's blog.
That's the closest to you'll get out of a book from me anyway. But you just talked about Braille and it just triggered something in me. I got some medication and they always stick the flipping labels over the Braille. So you can't read the Braille and they need to read the Braille.
But the Braille isn't comprehensive though, is it? It just says what it is. It doesn't tell you dosage. It doesn't necessarily tell you how much is.
It does
in
tell
there.
you, it tells you like milligrams or whatever what it is. But this is kind of new medication that I've not had before and they're different boxes and I need to know what they are. Just basically, like normally I know you genuinely know what you've got, but these I do not. And I
Really?
needed the Braille.
Do you have one of those old people week planners for your medication?
No. Not
Sitting
in
there
boxes.
on
Pillbox
Sunday,
things like the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but with the Braille on top. But you can't get them, so she's poked it in herself. Like,
Oh, I think it's a sweet image. You sitting down organising your pills on a Sunday in your mid-30s. Wow. I mean, that's
What was that noise?
oh, that was me. Sorry,
Oh,
I just put something down on the table.
I thought it was T's tummy again.
These are dicks for days.
Okay, we're back. I don't know what we talk about then. We talk about a bit of beards, bit of meds, bit of bios, bit of everything. So that's what we're all about on this podcast. Bits and bobs.
I feel like you've just said that after someone has blatantly just told you what that segment was about. But you've not listened to it. It sounds like a cop out.
yeah.
Tell me what the next segment is.
This is a good one. This is good stuff that got cut that shouldn't got cut during our seesaw catch up. This is all about beds and sofas and household furniture. Good
I
talk.
like how you went in it with such enthusiasm, and then when you mentioned the topics, they were largely.
benign.
People love sofa talk.
I'm pretty sure the word is bedroom talk.
Pillow talk, if you will.
Hit the pillow talk.
Pillow talk. Shit, even I don't know what it is.
Pillow talk with T and Cleaves and Selina. It's actually way less creepy than I made it sound. Bedroom talk with T and Cleaves and Selina. Just stories with T, Cleaves and Selina.
Warning, mattresses may get sweaty. Seesaw recommends that you flip on a regular basis. Seesaw would also like to note that whilst we are not sponsored by, nor do we endorse in any way, Benson's to Beds, they do have some pretty sweet deals, so go and check them out. Don't pay me my money, Benson.
My question for Selina. What do you prioritise with a sofa? Is it like, do you like a really squishy one you sink into, or do you like a bit of firmness to it? Like, what's your go-to sofa?
Gone from a corner sofa, which took up quite a lot of my living room, but could host quite a lot of guests, to a now 3-seater with recliner.
Ooh.
And you can got the USB port to plug your phone in. But yeah, I really wanted a recliner. That was my definite this time, and it's quite firm. It's quite supportive.
So
Getting old, you know.
Recliner, didn't you?
I do want a recliner. My parents got some stupidly expensive sofas for no reason a few years ago, and my wife loves them. And you just sit on them, and you just like it's like a beanbag. You just fall into it, and she loves it. But it just kills my back, and I'm just like, I can't deal with this. I'll just sit on the floor. And their sofas are massive. It's like a 4-seater and a 3-seater.
4-seater?
It's a 4-seater.
Oh my balls! How big is their house?
Not very big. It used to be big, and then they moved. There's not much space.
Look, because I know it makes great content, I'm not a soft seat sofa kind of guy. I'm a firm guy, all right? And I like my mattresses the same. And that's it. I was going to make a comment about women, but I decided against it. I like them to tell me when I'm being a dick.
You're like a firm woman too. There you go.
Driven and firm.
Is that also with the dating profile?
I think that's what I described myself as, wasn't it? Driven. I don't know why that word's come back. Anyway, yeah.
You have reminded me of mattresses, though, and I do have some beef about mattresses.
Fuck me. All right, yeah. Go on.
So, we have one of these sort of like, you know, the mattresses that you order in, and until one of them sponsors us, I'm not going to say the brands.
You order in?
Like you
on Just Eat.
Uber Eats.
Yeah. Uber Mats.
This is supposed
different
to
one each weekend, just a different topper.
This is supposed to come with chips. You know those ones that you order and the whole gimmick is they come in a box and then they sort of inflate themselves and all this nonsense.
Mattress is not women, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
We'll get onto your preference soon. So we got one of these and it wasn't cheap, but you sleep on it for like 10 odd years. I thought like, well, it's not too bad when you break it down that amount of time. And ever since we've gotten it, I hate it because you get so warm. It sort of keeps the heat in, even in winter when it's cold and we haven't had the radiators on.
Most people would enjoy that. Like they would see that as a bonus.
Yes, but I'm a large man and all I do is sweat just profusely.
What is it with you and sweating on this podcast in recent times?
This is the sweat update.
Gross.
So I absolutely hate it, but my wife loves it. So I'm getting to a point where I'm just going to buy my own mattress, cut them in half, and just.
No, you can get ones that are different for each size, and they've got like a zip in the middle.
Yeah.
That's what I need to do. I need a breathable sofa because at the moment I'm changing the sheets twice a week because I just don't sleep well at the best of times. But this, I overheat so much, and I don't know if it's just this type of mattress or whether it's a memory foam thing. And maybe it's just memory foams, but we didn't have one before and I never had this problem. So it's either I'm getting older and I've changed completely biologically, or my mattress isn't good. And there's my mattress upstairs.
Do you turn your mattress over?
Can't. We rotate it.
I can't turn it over. Why? Because then all the sweat's on your wife's side. It's just going to sink down to the bottom, but initially it's right under her back. Oh!
No, it's one of these stupid hybrid things where the memory foam is the top half and it's got springs underneath.
It's just a memory foam topper one, right? I'm with you.
Well,
why don't you have spring underneath? Maybe the spring's what you need for the breathability. Love a good spring.
Yeah,
mattress.
but it's not just a topper. It's like, this is a really thick mattress, like ridiculously so. Like it must be around a foot thick. It's huge, and it's like half of that.
Thick.
Yeah,
mate, come on.
no, it actually is. It's a very thick.
Oh, right. No, sorry. Do you mean the mattress
The density
on whole, not just the memory foam part, right?
on the whole, it is
Right. Yeah.
And half of that.
Yeah, that's not the worst. Yeah, that's about right, probably. Isn't it?
Yeah, and half of that is like memory foam. So it's not
Okay.
just a little bit at the top. It's sort of a half and half thing.
I'll flip it, mate. Flip it, and I'll have some springs for a while. Enjoy yourself.
I probably should. Not tell my wife. I might be enlisting Cleaves for that because it's a king mattress and it's not going to be easy to flip.
I got a king mattress. I flip mine, but mine's all.
I flip mine as well by myself. Yeah. And mine's all springs.
I have been emasculated.
Mine was quite cheap though. Mine came with the bed.
Yeah, and me.
I'll be truthful that the bed was quite expensive, and the USB port on it doesn't work.
Oh, you got your TV bed, haven't you?
Yes, I do.
Mm.
It came with the TV, but I recently changed the TV in the bed. The TV it came with, I didn't much like, so I used my LG TV that I already had, which luckily was exactly the same size screen as the one that came with the bed, and then just switched them over.
Nice.
LG, they're easier for people with visual impairments.
There's quite a lot of talking TVs now. I've got a Panasonic which talks.
Okay, well, there's that, but also like the remotes have the little like bits on them and stuff as well. I just find them more tactile to use. I can look at my. Well, I don't even have to look at the remote for my LG. I had to learn how to use it without looking originally, but I find it much easier to use than my previous Sharp TV that was in the bed.
Well, I just have a TV at the end of the bed, like a normal person, without your stupid thing that I'm not jealous of at all.
Yeah, I know, but at the end of the day, you don't really need that. I just thought if I'm getting a king bed, it was on offer
You
at
want to feel
Benton's.
like a king.
I do. I really do. And if I'm honest, I really want a new mattress because the mattress just doesn't do it justice. But mattresses are pricey as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Well, if we can get one of these companies to sponsor us, then you might be able to get one for free and do a review on the show.
Providing it's not a memory foam one. I hear they're pretty sweaty.
They can be. They can be. And we are back once again with the Renegade Masters.
D4 damager.
And moving on, we don't have enough time for you to freestyle rap, Cleaves, because we have a quick fire section coming up. So load up your ear holes with the
Bunch of random shit.
Yeah.
Go.
Short stories with T and Cleaves and Selina, potentially fake weddings and amazing interview techniques. Short stories with T and Cleaves and Selina. Short stories with T, Cleaves and Selina.
Warning, no matter how amazing your wedding is, if you're not provided with a marriage certificate, you may not be married. So always read the T's and C's.
I haven't got my wedding certificate yet. Apparently that takes a month to come. And then like other people have told me they get theirs there and then. So I don't know if I'm married. I don't know.
I got mine straight away and it immediately went straight to my dad. It was like, Dad, take this. I don't trust me with it. Not today.
I need it to change my name, which I can't change my name until I've got my marriage certificate. Like obviously Facebook was fine, but everything else, they kind of want evidence. But no, the ceremony was fine on the whole. The photographer was a bit pants afterwards. She didn't want to take photos.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's their job.
That's their primary
job.
I
don't think they're used to having such big weddings in Gibraltar. I mean, I had over 40 guests. And I think they're used to like really little ones. So I think she was a bit overwhelmed. But yeah, it was kind of forced her to take a few photos. But then they weren't very like all that. And then my mum keeps telling me because we didn't have any photos with my train out, so I was just holding it all the time. And so that was all a little bit stressful. But then we had ice cream after the ceremony and that was nice. But then I regret not trying all the flavors. But
what flavors did you have?
We had mint choc chip, which is my favorite. We had dark chocolate, which was vegan. Mango slush, as they called it, but it wasn't slush apparently, was vegan. And I think it was passion fruit frozen yogurt was the other one.
Refreshing.
And I was starving by that point. I kept saying, can I have my ice cream now?
Mate, he basically said we were gay just because we drank pudding and lime.
He didn't say it. He just implied it.
I don't think it's a gay drink. Anyway, what's your deal? What do you want to say? It's rolling.
Are you recording?
Yeah.
Right. I have a bone to pick with you.
Right. Where are you expecting me to insert this? I mean, you wanted me to record it, but let's just get it off the bat. Where would you like me to put it in?
You can put it up your arse, mate. I fucking care. Right. Now, call me naive.
Call me stupid. Who the fuck listens to Nazi music?
Call me maybe. So, when you said T's amazing game,
I enjoyed it.
I
enjoyed it
had
so much.
no context
I know you didn't.
for that. And because I'd listened to it,
What
I didn't really clock what you were doing.
What I enjoyed as well, the first time we spoke about it, you thought it was Christina's laptop.
Yes, I did. Apologies, Christina. I thought it was your laptop. Now, it wasn't until we spoke to Selina.
I thought, yes, because I saw your face. And that face is 100% on the YouTube video. And I looked at you and you, like, something's dawned, like the penny's dropped.
I was like, hold on. So, for validation of my theory, I listened to the second part of Christina.
Right?
Okay?
Yeah.
You're an absolute cunt. You made me look like a fool and you made more work for yourself. I hope you're fucking proud of yourself. You're an absolute dickbag.
I don't think you look like a fool. I think that's too harsh.
I feel like one.
No, you shouldn't feel like that. I feel bad now.
You should.
No, it's gone. It was fleeting.
Anyway, that's what I want to get off my chest. You're an absolute knob. Granted, you do the edit, so you have a lot of free reign to do this sort of shit. But at the same time, fuck you. How many was it in the end?
I don't know. Listen to the end and you'll find out.
It was 9 for part 2.
Okay, that is a lot.
But was that including the first episode?
No.
So that's 17.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake. Well, the interview was amazing.
And we're back, finally, for the final time, because you've heard enough of cut shit and also the short story theme tune, which has taken me a long time to come up with something each time. Probably, but probably not.
A load of bollocks, isn't it, this week?
You're a load of bollocks.
Right. Lovely. Very mature.
We're going so well, and then it just evolved into us. I'm just shouting at T at this point.
We'll get proper content back next week for all our listeners.
All of that was great content, just improperly formatted until now.
Are you happy with improperly?
I'm going to stick with it.
Okay. Next time, real stuff.
See you next week.
Thank you for listening to Seesaw Podcast. Your feedback and comments mean a lot to us, so if you'd like to get in touch, you can do so in the following ways.
You can find us on Twitter at Seesaw Pod, Facebook, Instagram and YouTube at Seesaw Podcast. And you can also join us at seesawpodcast.com.
Remember to like, rate, review and share with a friend.
This podcast was recorded in front of a blind audience.
So you can bring us back into this one.
Alright. I'm great at doing that. Not.
That was a short stories episode with T. Cleaves and Selina. More delicious content that was too good for our other shows. Short stories with T. Cleaves and Selina. The episode clocked in at 34 minutes, 19 seconds.